Hey there, como se va and que pasa? I'm Jay Bodwin, and welcome to In the Pocket with Jay Bo. Today we have a very special guest on our show, and we're going to have him on from time to time to just talk some real talk. Today's episode is sponsored by the Bayou Junction Band. Today's guest grew up in Gretna, Louisiana, a suburb of New Orleans, specifically Old Gretna over in Jonestown. Some people that live in that area might know that. He played ball at Mellot Park, and he loves talking about sports and music.
Great.
His name is Pete Mora Jr., or as we affectionately call him, Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete is my wife Becky's brother. If there's anyone I can have some real down-home talk with, just sitting in the garage or on the porch, it's with my man, Uncle Pete. So, Pete, welcome to the show today. How you doing, man?
Nice to be here.
All right.
Nice to be here.
Appreciate it. Well, every episode I usually start out with 5 icebreaker questions. So if you're ready, just kind of get the mood going here a little bit. Here we go.
Come on with it.
Let's do it. So I know you're a big Cowboys fan. My first question is going to be, who's your favorite Dallas Cowboy player of all times and why?
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
All-time rushing leader.
He sure is that. Where'd he go to school?
University of Florida.
There you go, Florida.
You know about that?
I know a little bit about that. Now, I've had a couple of people on the show, and I think the other one to answer was Jamie in our band. He answered Emmitt Smith as well. So, yep. So, popular answer there. I said, man, what about Roger Staubach, man, and Tony Dorsett, and, Michael Irvin, the playmaker, and all them guys, man.
Hey, I like them.
Next question is, and I've been waiting to ask you this one, what is your favorite movie?
Scarface.
Why is that?
Because sometimes you got to take it easy and watch it like 100 times, like I did.
look, Tony Montana.
Sometimes you got to watch Scarface, Tony Montana.
So I'll just piggyback on that question and make it the third one. Why do you why that movie? Why do you like those? I know you like the gangster movies.
It's a gangster movie and made back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And saw the movie actually at the theater in 1983. I just fell in love with it. Cool. And good movie. Watch it over and over and over and over.
What's one of those lines you always tell your sister with why don't you get a job like a... How do you say?
Once you get a job, be a nurse.
I love it. Okay, next question. What did you want to be when you were a kid and why?
NFL football player.
For who?
For the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, go figure.
Because I think it was 1977, watching the Cowboys play in the Superdome. First Super Bowl ever played in the Superdome against the Denver Broncos.
Orange Crush?
And, the Orange Crush.
And the Orange Crush got crushed.
Yep, and that was what Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett's rookie year, and they won it. And I became a Cowboy fan ever since.
Gotcha.
I loved the Saints back in the days, but that was in the 70s when the
Saints wasn't too good back then.
Back in the paperback days.
Paperback. Okay, this is a this or that question. Early bird or night owl? Which one are you?
Night owl.
Night owl? Why?
Because
you're not a morning person.
I wake up. Yeah, I wake up in the morning, go to work.
Yeah, right.
But at night, I like to sit, watch sports and relax.
Last question: if you could go back in time and have a conversation with anybody, who would it be? It could be an athlete, it could be an actor, it could be a family member. If you could go back in time, it don't matter when it is, who would it be if you could go back and talk to that person? That's usually a tough one, but it's usually gets some interesting answers.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino or Robert De Niro.
Oh, back when they made Godfather 1 and 2 or something?
Right.
Yeah, roger that. Well,
good actors back in the day.
No doubt about that. We speaking about movies, we recently watched, your sister, my wife, and I watched Godfather 1 and 2. Man, that's some damn good movies.
Oh, yeah.
I know you've seen them a bunch of times.
About 100.
Oh, Michael Corleone, man. Tell me a little bit about how much you like those movies, man.
I like them a lot because it was, I think back in reality, I should have been Italian because I love Italian movies back in the day. So,
yeah, right on. Every time I watch those movies, I actually learn something that I didn't catch the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. And I was really watching it pretty good when Sonny, the oldest one, got killed, and it was all a setup, man. And because his sister Connie got beat up by the husband, and Sonny had already kicked his ass out in the street. Remember?
Yeah.
And he warned him, "Don't ever do it again" or something. And he sure enough did it again. But it was a setup because she called Sonny, and they knew Sonny would go through that toll booth.
It was all set up
to go get him. Man, they had that all planned. Then they, Michael took over. Not long after that. I just thought that was, again, I just learned something.
Michael figured it out.
Yeah, Michael was very strategic, man.
Yes,
very strategic. And they started him out in the movie like he was kind of a little geeky nerd in the movie. Man, he wasn't. He was just absorbing everything.
Oh yeah.
And but they had some big stars in all those movies, man.
James Caan.
James Caan, yep. He was Sonny.
Sonny.
And Pacino, of course, was Michael. Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone. Vito. I can't do that voice. Rocky's wife, Talia Shire.
Well, actually, his name was really Vito Andolini.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Because he was from Corleone, Italy.
He took the name Corleone.
That's right.
From the city of Italy.
That's right.
But his actual last name was Andolini.
That's right.
Andolini.
Andolini. Yeah.
Forget about it.
Well, I know another one you like a lot is Goodfellas.
Yeah, Goodfellas.
With Big Paulie. Man, that was a good one there too. So, what you like? What's your favorite part of the Goodfellas movie?
When I would say when Karen was all the time in situation, and what's his name?
Ray Liotta's character.
Yeah, Ray
Henry
Liotta.
Hill.
Karen, I got her under control. Don't worry about it, Karen. Not Karen, but Karen.
Got it, Uncle Pete.
Yeah, that was a good movie though. Another movie I probably watched about 100 times.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But I know your all-time favorite one is old Scarface with Pacino.
Scarface. Wasn't an Italian movie, but it was.
No, he wasn't Italian.
But it was a gangster movie.
That was one ruthless-ass movie there, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was something else.
He actually would have won. He actually would have been nominated for Best Actor for that movie, but because it was profanity, a lot of profanity in his roles,
yeah,
they didn't nominate him for that.
No doubt, man. That was during that movie was placed during the 70s, actually, wasn't it? I believe the timeline on it.
Late 70s.
Yeah.
Late 70s, going into the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to say it for me one time, brother, with the little friend. Say it for me.
Say hello to my little friends. Do you want to play rough? What you talking? You calling me a liar or what? Frank? You calling me a liar, Frank? Is that what you're calling me?
Oh, man, you guys at home can hear this guy. He can go on and on, too. We crack up laughing about this.
You calling me a liar, Frank? Is that what you're calling me?
I work for him. I don't work for him.
Okay, boss. You're the boss.
Oh, man. Well,
you're the boss.
Let's transition a little bit over into sports, because we got a lot of things going on right now. I usually avoid, current times of what's happening when I talk to people, but we got a lot of things going on now with the NBA playoffs and NFL draft right around the corner. Tomorrow, baseball just kicked off, Major League Baseball, so a lot of hockey playoffs are going on right now too. And why don't you tell me who your favorite team is in the NBA?
The Lakers.
Damn Lakers, man.
The Lakers, but I'm not a big LeBron James fan.
You're a Lakers fan from back in the day?
I've been a Lakers fan since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Lakers.
Yeah.
I've been a Lakers fan. Jumped on low bandwagons.
Man, I can remember the Lakers drafted Magic Johnson, which actually came about from a trade that happened with the old New Orleans Jazz.
Oh, for real? I
yeah,
know that.
They traded the Lakers, I think, in the 1977-78 season. They traded a couple of first-round picks. I may be wrong, but it was at least 2 first-round picks and another player or something for Gail Goodrich, who was like 35 years old, a guard, played the same position as Pistol Pete. And people are like, what the hell are they doing? And a year or two later, that first-round draft pick ended up being Magic Johnson for the Lakers.
I know as a rookie, I believe he stepped in for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because he sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
And I think Magic Johnson took over the center position.
Damn.
And then
he knows
against the
that.
Philadelphia 76ers.
He sure as hell did.
And they won the NBA championship.
Yep. It was Game 6, I think. Kareem got hurt. And I never forget, Magic had 42 points in 42 minutes. I remember that as a kid. Yep. It was on a cover of Sports Illustrated or something.
And the rest is history.
That's
when Showtime was born.
And then old Larry Bird came out the same year with the Celtics. And the NBA was revived, man, because I can remember watching those games as a kid, brother, and they were tape delayed, but the real star when I was because I'm 60 years old, the real star at that time was Dr. J.
Oh, yeah, I love Dr. J.
Julius Erving, baby. That man was.
Me and my sister used to wear Dr. J's when we lived back in Waggaman when Dr. J's first came out. Not talking about Chuck Taylor's.
Right.
Dr. J's.
Right.
Leather Dr. J's. And
those white leather ones.
White.
High top.
They had white top. I mean, they had high top and they had low top.
Right.
Yeah, and they had different colors. You had red, then you had the suede white Dr. J's. But yeah.
They had green ones too.
They had green too.
Because I remember in high school, our colors were green and white, and a couple of us found the green ones. And guys that went to Eric West Jeff would wear the guys from Eric would wear the blue ones, and guys at West Jeff would wear the red ones.
Right.
The high schools.
And why'd you wear green?
Good show. That's right, baby. That's right. You know, my high school, recent state champions, baby.
Shaw Eagles.
You know it.
Some Shawbirds.
You know it. With that, I remember that little rhyme they had about the shoes. They said, don't get the kind that slip and slide, get the kind with the stars on the side. I remember that, though. Yep, they used to say that, man. That used to be, it used to be on the comic books and on the sports magazines with a little cartoon character, Dr. J, like doing a dunk over somebody. So it was pretty cool. And so speaking of that, the NBA playoffs are going on right now. I know the Lakers are playing. They're in with LeBron, and Luka's with them now, and the trade with Anthony Davis went to the Mavericks. So we'll see how it's going to be. But, man, Oklahoma City looks really tough, and the Celtics look pretty damn good, too. So we'll see how that goes.
Up for grabs.
Yep, up for grabs.
Hey, Luka scored 31 points last night.
Luka ain't no joke, man.
Positive note for the Lakers.
Luka ain't no joke. I can tell you that right now. Luka's the real deal.
Let's hope so.
Yep, we'll see.
Because there's a lot of, hurt fans in Dallas.
Yep. Yeah, well, Kyrie, and speaking of hurt, Kyrie got hurt, and that really, stifled them, because I think if he was still around, they'd be a little force to reckon with. So we'll see. And Oklahoma City's tough. Boston looks tough. I think the Lakers and the Timberwolves are going to be a good series. Cleveland's got one of the best records. I know they're damn good. So we'll see how all that goes, man. And
what about the Pelicans?
Man, they suck. That's all I got to say about them. Dude, I'm so tired of I'm trying to be a fan of them. I bought the NBA package this year, and I bet if I watched 10 games, it was a lot. Zion is just, it ain't happening, man. Who's that guy that got drafted? Sam Bowie, and at least Sam Bowie tried. And who's that other one? Greg Odom, I think. Remember him, Ohio State? He was good, but he got hurt. He was really good.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. I know Sam Bowie out of Kentucky.
That's right.
Messed up his knee.
Yep.
He was drafted before, I think, Michael
Jordan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sam Bowie.
How about that?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk about the NFL for a little bit, because the draft's coming up, and we're going to narrow it down to just our teams that we like. So I'm gonna let you go first with the Cowgirls. The Cowboys. Sorry about that, brother.
Well, I heard.
Sorry about that, man.
Today and yesterday, I heard about Jerry Jones is trying to, put out some massive trades or do something. That's what I read. So hopefully, but then again, we're talking about Jerry Jones. So
yeah, and I don't see any of that ending soon, because it's just like he just don't make good decisions, man, and he's not giving up control. He's not going to have a real general manager. He's going to call the shots to the day that he's gone. And then I think he's grooming his son, who's probably got to be close to 60 years old now, 55, 60. I know they got Dak. I don't know if they're going to move Dak Prescott or not. And
who?
The quarterback.
Dak? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, never mind.
Anyways, I grew up in New Orleans, but, I follow my Saints. But,
yeah.
Hopefully they're going to do good.
Well, they need some players. I like the coach they got. I like Kellen Moore. I like who they hired there.
Carr got some shoulder issues, so might put him out for the year.
Making a lot of money.
Making a lot of money.
Right. And the coach that hired him ain't there no more. And, it just is what it is, man. It's going to be interesting to see what the Saints do tomorrow. I think the player they should get is the best player available. I don't care what position he plays. Just get the best player they can get, To me, the number one draft pick should be that guy Travis Hunter from Colorado. And if I was any team, I'd be picking him first. That guy's an amazing.
So who's the Saints coach now?
Kellen Moore. He was the offensive coordinator for Philly.
Oh, okay.
That just won the.
Yeah.
Young guy. Right. Ironically, he was the offensive coordinator for the Chargers recently, before the Eagles, and he was the offensive coordinator. The head coach was Brandon Staley. Now, Kellen Moore is the head coach of the Saints, and Brandon Staley's the defensive coordinator of the Saints. So one used to work for the other, not he works for that one now. So
well, it has some connection there, some communication.
Yeah, you never know. So we'll see where it goes. But man, it's like ever since Drew Brees left, man, it's been Drew Brees. It's been a little tough, man. You know, you get spurred with that kind of play there.
Not spoiled, but spurred.
Spurred, you know. And the Astros are kicking up. They finally got a winning record, you know, for the year this year, and they made a lot of changes. And I don't know if you follow the Astros that much, do you?
No, I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, Yankee fan, too, from back in the day.
Look at the hat.
Yep. Man,
They're in first place in their division.
Aaron Judge, too, you know. And
all right.
I was a big fan of the Yankees back in the day, man. When we were growing up in New Orleans, the games used to be broadcast on radio. And Ron Guidry was one of the pitchers for them back then. His name was Louisiana Lightning.
Lafayette. I know he's from Louisiana.
Lafayette.
For real?
Lafayette, yep. I think that year he went like 25-3, man. He was amazing. In 78, I want to say. Yeah. And they beat the Dodgers 2 years. And Reggie, missed October, baby.
That's how I became a Yankee fan.
Dude, I can tell you.
Me and my grandpa was watching the Yankees in the World Series. Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in that game, and I became a Yankee fan. And that's when I was living on Hugh P. Long in Gretna.
I remember watching that on a little black and white TV, man. Just
right?
Just cool stuff, man. Yeah, he cranked those 3 against the Dodgers, and he was a World Series MVP. But I tell you, brother, when he came up to bat, and my friends and I, we were hanging out wherever we were at school, at the gym, or at home. When that dude came up to bat, everything stopped, and we watched him take that big ass swing that he had. He was amazing. You know?
But him and what was the manager?
Billy Martin.
Billy Martin. They did not get along.
Hell no. Billy was a hellraiser, man. That was a drinking hellraiser there, but he played on some damn good teams for the Yankees in the 50s and all that. Yeah. Lots of world championships there. Thurman Munson, remember the catcher? No, he's the one that died in that plane crash in like 79. He was the all-star catcher for them back in the day. And he was actually the captain of the team. I don't think he and Reggie got along that well either, but
the only famous catcher that I know of the Yankees is Yogi Berra.
Yep.
Now that's old school.
lot of world championships there, man. A lot of World Series with Yogi. Yogi got them sayings, man, It ain't over till it's over and all this other kind of stuff. He's something, boy. So the last subject I want to talk to you about, Uncle Pete, today is let's talk a little music. Because I know I appreciate you coming out to see our band, the Bayou Junction Band, play every now and then. And I know you like some of them tunes we throwing out there. Talk to me about some of the music you liked when you was growing up as a kid, man. What you like listening to back in the day?
As a kid, when it came to rap, Run DMC. I saw Run DMC in concert. I've seen LL Cool J. It was a Def Jam tour. Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Run DMC.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Fat Boys.
The Fat Boy.
a group called UTFO that played a song called Roxanne.
Yep.
When it came to rock and roll, I was into I saw Journey in concert, Ozzy Osbourne. And
where you seen these concerts at?
In New Orleans.
Well, like City Park or at the Superdome? I
saw Journey, I don't know what park, I think it was, where we saw Journey at? Was it City Park? I didn't see Ozzy Osbourne, but I saw Santana like about 7 times.
Yeah, I know your mom likes Santana.
Oh, yeah.
Your mom used to take you and your sister to concerts sometimes, right? Yeah, I know she's a big.
My first band was Kansas and Survivor. That was my first concert, and that was in the Biloxi Coliseum in like 1983 or something like that.
Survivor, is that the one that sing "Eye of the Tiger"?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when Rocky 2 survived. But my first band was Kansas and Survivor.
Gotcha.
And I loved Led Zeppelin. Big Led Zeppelin fan. I love Led Zeppelin.
Man, it had to be right before Bonham died, I guess, right? The drummer?
Yeah,
right before
they only lasted like about 4 or 5 years.
They were really popular.
After Bonham died, after he died, they canceled everything. They're just like, without Bonham, we're not going to go no more.
Nah. So, no, they never got back together, man. That was something. That was a hell of a lineup there.
Coming to rap. Tupac, favorite rapper of all time.
What song of his you like the most? I Ain't Mad at You.
I can't think.
Come on, Uncle Pete.
What's the one about his mama?
Oh, man, I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of it right now. That's pretty bad. Your sister's out the studio audience. We're not going to ask her right now, though.
She don't know about Tupac.
No, she don't know nothing about that, man.
Dear Mama, Dear Mama.
Dear Mama,
Yeah,
okay.
that was one of my favorite. Because
Yep.
it always thinks about my mom.
Yep, that's cool, man.
Yes, sir.
And I like that one song.
You know, he also put out one called Dear Sister, too.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know about that. Uncle Pete talking some smack there, baby. Yeah, I like that one, but I ain't mad at you. You know the one I'm talking about?
Hell
but
yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm gonna have to sing that one to your sister.
Because we
man.
were
I like
once
that
two
one.
brothers from the same kind.
Yep.
But I ain't mad at you.
Well, look, Uncle Pete's going to be a guest on our show from time to time. And, Uncle, I appreciate you being a guest on the show today, man. If you don't mind, we're going to have you back next season. We'll get down a little more talk on things that we do and what's happening and what's going on and catch up on the sports and talk about these movies a little bit more and stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to give you a huge thank and a shout out for being here today. You got any last wise words for us?
The only thing I can say is go Tigers.
Go Tigers. That's it, baby.
Big LSU fan.
You know it. And with that, we'll see you on the flip side for another episode of In the Pocket with J Boat.